Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? How's life in your world and how's things where you are? I hope everything is good. I hope you had a great weekend. Quite a few of you left me wonderful comments, so I really appreciate that. I had a good weekend. Somebody asked me what I've been learning. Java. Java for the last quite a while. And some higher concepts like big O notation and stuff like that. I think what I'm really learning is data manipulation, because I've kind of forgotten all of that. I use, as a web developer, I use databases, and so I don't do hash maps and lists, and that's what I have a database for. And I just trust that whoever wrote SQL knows how to write a sorting algorithm or a searching algorithm better than I do. So I can just ask SQL to do it. So a lot of it is that, I have to relearn kind of data manipulation basics, linked lists and hash tables and sets versus lists and multi-dimensional arrays, and all the stuff that I get out of a database is stuff that you have to know as an actual software developer. So that's what I've been learning. Beside the point, not the point of this discussion, I played a lot of Pokemon this weekend. Not going to talk about it. I swear I will do a gaming channel video soon. Probably talk about Pokemon there. What I do want to talk about is what's in this box. What's in this box is a while in the making. I haven't seen it yet, so you're going to see it with me for the first time. When I was a mechanic, I had a really cool cart. So I have a toolbox. It's a toolbox. It holds all of my tools. I also had a rolling cart that was like table height. And what I would do is, as I was working on a job, the tools that I was using for that job would stay on that cart. And that way I could easily just have everything in hand right there. And I wasn't going back and forth to the toolbox trying to find things. And at the end of the day, I would sort all of those tools and put them away. Or, here's the benefit. If it was an ongoing job, say I needed to come back the next day and do that same job, I would leave those tools on the cart. That way, everything was ready. And it's just a way to speed up the process as a mechanic. Because, downtime you don't get paid for. So, as a woodworker, I guess, there are some tools that I need constantly, but I need them to be mobile throughout this space. I need to have them, at each and every station, like whether it be my joiner or my table saw or my sanders or whatever. And it's, the basics. You need a pencil pretty much everywhere you go. You need a tape measure pretty much all these places. You always need knives of some sort. You always need a pokey instrument. I use an ice pick a lot. And there's no room in here for a cart. So I started looking at very simple tool belts. Things that could hold these implements. And none of them are right. Like, none of them are what I wanted. What I wanted was a very small thing. It doesn't need to be a full belt. It doesn't need to be this, it doesn't need to hold hammers, or it just needs to hold a couple of things, like maybe a screwdriver, maybe a pencil, an ice pick, a knife, a tape measure, maybe my cell phone if I want it to. A notepad maybe, just little things, to hold a few little things in a convenient, easy space. And all of the tool belts that I found are kind of overdone. They try to pack too much into it. Or they are really small, almost too small and too flimsy to be useful. And there's other features that I wanted. So I designed one. And I have a friend. My friend's name is Frank. I used to work with Frank for like 7 years. And then Frank moved away. And Frank, when I was working with him, started taking up leatherworking and made lots of really cool stuff. For instance, one of the first things I requested Frank make me is this. This is a beer bottle holster. It's got a belt loop clip. Cheryl beer bottle holster. He made this for me, and it's amazing, and I cherish it. He makes handbags, makes all sorts of stuff. Frank doesn't normally take orders, so I'm not going to send you to him, because he just kind of makes stuff that he likes to make, and then, hopefully he can sell it. But I said, Frank, are you interested? Would you do this project with me? And he said, yeah. So I designed a tool holster, and we're going to look at it together for the first time because I've never seen it. It's in this box. And one of the key features that I wanted was a way to wear this thing regardless of what kind of pants I'm wearing. So most of the tool belts I find, and I've bought a few to try and they don't work, have belt loops. I don't want to take my belt off every time I want to put this thing on or take it off. If I come down here and work for 10 minutes, I don't want to have to take my belt off to put my tools on. That being said, I also am not a big fan of these like rigid metal belt clips. They work okay if you have a belt. They're kind of annoying if you don't have a belt. They scratch. They also they basically only work with stiff pants or a belt. So I wanted some other system. So what's in here, hopefully, will solve some of these problems. And cool, I got a note. Wow, it's wrapped in some sort of cloth with a really cool leather wrapped strap thingy. That's neat. That's a neat way of tying it. Alright, so what we have, I'm excited to see it. Yeah, that's awesome. Is what I just described, a holster of sorts. I designed it so that it'll hold a tape measure. Frank replaced the clip that I was going to use with this much better clip. Well, that's significantly better. I have a few pencil pockets here, so I could put a pencil in. This little thin one is going to get modified with a brass insert so that it'll hold my ice pick. I told him he didn't have to worry about that. There's a thicker one here that'll hold a Sharpie. I don't have a Sharpie right now, so we'll show you that it can hold maybe that screwdriver. So I have pencil pouches, I have screwdriver pouches, I have a place for my tape measure, and then I have two pockets. Pockets could hold cell phone if I wanted to. Pockets could hold notepad if I wanted to. Sometimes you need a notepad on the job. Pockets could even hold, my utility knife. Obviously not folded. But the key feature, the part that makes this useful to me, is that it's a paddle holster. And what this is I designed it like after a gun holster, like a revolver style gun holster. All this does is slip down into your pants. I can't show you right now because I have pajama pants on, but it slips down into your pants, and then just that is what's holding this up. I don't have to clip it on, I don't have to take my belt off, I don't have to do anything special to put it on other than just slide it in my pants, and it's done. And it just will stay. That's the part that's exciting to me. It's beautiful. Well, it's perfect. Like, this is pretty much exactly what I was asking. And the color matching is not for any particular reason. It's just because I told him, I don't care what you make it out of. Use your scraps up. That's fine. It's not going to hurt my feelings. So he had some scraps of these various thicknesses of leather. This is like a thicker 8-ounce leather. This is more like a 6-ounce or something. It needed to have a little bit of flex so that it'll conform to my hip when it's in my pants. But man, that's beautiful. I'm super excited about it. But the point I'm trying to make is no tool, the right tool for the job is the right tool for you for the job. The right tool for the job might not be the one that you buy on the store shelves. It might not be the one that's right for everybody in your trade or in your particular situation. The right tool for the job might be something that you need to, if not design and manufacture, something that you need to develop on. Take a tool like a tape measure. If this clip doesn't work for you because it's too stiff, maybe you design a new way to hang it. Maybe you wear it on a chain or something. The right tool for the job is a generalization. The right tool for you is the right tool for the job. And for me, this is exactly what I wanted. This is perfect. This is I'm excited to put the tools that I'll regularly use in here and start using it and see how it works out, because pencils, they're spread out. This tape measure is bright green. I still lose it constantly. The ice pick, I usually keep it stabbed into my drill press table, and then it's in the way when I want to use the drill press and I move it and I can't find it. So having those things that I reach for constantly on my belt, or in this case, just on my side, no belt required, is bliss. I can't wait to use this thing. So sometimes Find a tool that semi-works and then modify it. It's okay to modify it. If the hammer that you have doesn't work for you because it's too long, shorten it. Maybe a shorter hammer is better for you. Maybe a longer hammer is better for you. Maybe a different hammer. Whatever it might be, find a tool that works for you. That's what I was trying to say. Dang. So, thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I will see you tomorrow. Alexa, tell me a random fact.
In 1912, according to an article in Popular Mechanics, an orphanage in Paris held a raffle to raise funds, in which the prizes were babies in need of a home.
They raffled off babies? Did they sell any?